Welcome to the video. This one is kind of a follow-on from a video that Rob Walker, Let the Music Play, released just a few days ago, and it was in celebration of his 200th video. I think it was his 200th video, and he picked 30 12-inch singles from bands and artists from Manchester and the surrounding area. So, and he kind of suggested, well, why did, if you feel like having a go at picking out 30 12-inch singles, why don't you? Well, I've picked out 30 12-inch singles, but there's no theme. It's just great singles. And I used to buy a lot of 12-inch singles back in the day. I mean, I've probably got about a couple of hundred here. Late 70s, all the way through the 80s and so on. A few in the 90s. And it was great because you had all those extra tracks. You had extended mixes. You had rare tracks that didn't appear anywhere else until the CD box set came out 5 years ago. And so I kind of don't play these anymore, but it's kind of nice to have them anyway. So I'm going to share 30 really, really good singles. And the first one is on Go Feet Records, and it is Hands Off, She's Mine by The Beat, the English Beat. And it's got a double A side, Twist and Crawl. And I saw these guys supporting the Police, and on the same bill was U2 back in the day. Really good. Pete Wiley's The Mighty Wah, Weekends. This is a really good example of where you get rare tracks. You've got an original orchestral, never before heard version of the song Shambigo. Body and solo performed by Pete Wiley at the Liverpool benefit for striking miners. And The Truth About Eddie, which is the 4-track demo that became Weekends. Great stuff. Boy George, Culture Club, Victims. The closing track, I think, on Colour by Numbers. What an absolutely wonderful single from a great singer. Yeah, brilliant. Victims. And keeping the black and white theme going, we've all got this, haven't we? Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division. Great stuff. David Sylvian, Red Guitar. And this has, on the B-side, a version of Forbidden Colours, which is the one he did with Sakamoto. Wonderful stuff. Brilliant. Something quite different. This is Tori Amos and Me and a Gun from her first album, Little Earthquakes. But this has got Silent All These Years on it. Let's have a look at it. So there's the label. We've got Silent All These Years, Upside Down. Me and a Gun. And Thoughts. Yeah. So the great Tori Amos, first few albums of hers are all worth hearing. Really good stuff. The first Echo and the Bunnymen 12-inch single I got, which is an EP called Shine So Hard, which is tracks from a film they did. I think it was filmed in Buxton in the it's kind of in the gardens there, this huge greenhouse thing. But yeah, really good. And it's got Crocodiles, Zimbo, which is All My Colours, I think, when it was released eventually on Heaven Up Here, all that jazz, and Over the Wall. Really exciting live EP. Excellent. Here's an artist I'm going to see on Sunday, this coming Sunday at Newcastle City Hall. I'm going to see Holly Johnson do the 40th anniversary celebration show of Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. But this is from Frankie Goes to Hollywood's second album, and this is Rage Hard. Have we got anything else on here? Suffragette City. Yeah, it's a version of Suffragette City. It's got a poster in here as well, which I just spotted. There we go. A poster that came with Rage Hard with the band members. Not sure how many of them actually played on the track, but that's another story. Right. Okay, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Right, I don't know what number this is, but this is from 1981, and it is The Psychedelic Furs and Pretty in Pink. backed with Mac the Knife and soap commercial. There you go. This one from, is it from the 90s? 1991, and it's The Brilliant Massive Attack, and it's a remix of Safe From Harm. Absolutely brilliant. You know this one, don't you? Blue Monday by New Order. I saw them once, but I was so drunk. I barely saw them on stage. I think it was, well, let's not go there. Right, and then The Cure, Charlotte Sometimes, Splintered in Her Head, and a live version of Faith. That's absolutely fantastic. A brilliant, this is a great example of an extended version that's way better than the original. And it's She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult. It's absolutely amazing. Really dynamic when it kicks in after that guitar intro. It's like, boom, fantastic. Really good. Something rather different. Sinead O'Connor, the sadly departed Sinead O'Connor. And the ballad Three Babies, which is gorgeous. Her voice on this is absolutely fantastic. And it's got Damn Your Eyes, Troy, and The Value of Ignorance. Two of those, the last two, they are live tracks recorded in London. But Three Babies is beautiful. This one, the Valentine Brothers, and this is Money's Too Tight to Mention. Of course, the Simply Red cover version was the great introduction to Simply Red, and it kick-started their career, but a great track. Another band from the 80s. Now, I don't have anything of these, but other than this and a couple of 7-inch singles, but they were just so punchy and agitating, social commentary, as it were, and that is the Redskins. The Power Is Yours. 99.5 Won't Do and Take No Heroes. The great Redskins. From their second album, Prefab Sprouts, and When Love Breaks Down on Kitchenware Records, and The Yearning Loins, absolutely fantastic song. Actually, what am I talking about here? So you've got, Yearning Loins on side A with Love Breaks Down. This is an EP. And then on the second, you've got Diana, Donna Summer, and Cruel from Swoon, which Cruel is amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. Prefab Sprout, When Love Breaks Down. We've got here West End Girls, the Shep Pettibone Master Mix with this absolutely huge label. There you go. Look at that. There you go. What else have we got on here? Yeah, West End Dub is on the B-side. Fabulous. Paul Weller put together the Council Collective around the time of Red Wedge, when he was trying to raise funds for the striking miners. And this is called Soul Deep. And yeah, he's got some lyrics here. Let me read what it says here. The aim of this record was to raise money for the striking miners and their families before Christmas. But obviously, in the light of the tragic and disgusting event in South Wales, resulting in the murder of a cab driver, some of the monies will also go now to the widow of the man. I think somebody threw a breeze block or something off a bridge over a motorway. We do support the miners' strike, but we do not support violence. It helps no one and only creates further division amongst people. This record is about solidarity, or more to the point, getting it back. If the miners lose the strike, the consequences will be felt by all of the working classes. That is why it is so important to support it, but violence will only lead to defeat, as all violence ultimately does. Wise words from Paul Weller. This is absolutely fantastic. This is the long version, special version of It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls. Absolutely fantastic. I used to work in a bar at weekends in Newcastle, and believe it or not, before they had like these it's all CDs and everything or whatever, I used to make cassettes. I used to control the music, and so I would do these kind of mixes where I've tracks running into each other, and I used to crank it up really loud in this bar, because it was kind of one of these bars where after 9 o'clock it became like a nightclub. It was absolutely amazing. And this is a fantastic song. Absolutely fantastic. 8 minutes, 27 seconds. The Weather Girls. It's Raining Men. From Easter, Patti Smith Group, Privilege, Set Me Free. Also, it's got Ask the Angels and a couple of live tracks, 25th Floor and the poem Babelfield. Or Babelfield. Yeah, the brilliant Patti Smith. Sadly never saw her. The original 12-inch of Little Red Corvette from Prince's 1999, and it's also got Automatic and International Lover. International Lover is absolutely bloody hilarious. Brilliant, brilliant. The full-length version of Little Red Corvette. Another great kind of nightclub tune, which was brilliant at the time. What year was this? 1981. Quincy Jones, I Know Corrida. With stuff like that on it as well. And there's a train leaving. But I Know Corrida. This is a long version as well. It's really good. It's from the album The Dude. Brilliant stuff. Early-ish Simple Minds, Sweat in Bullet. Again, 4 tracks on this. 20th Century Promised Land. And live tracks from Hammersmith, League of Nations, and the opening track of the album. What's the album called? Bloody forgotten. I've got a mental block. It's the first album I bought. Songs and Fascination. Yeah, In Transmission. I can't play guitar. But I can play the original, the opening bass line of In Transmission. It's about all I can do. Brilliant single from a brilliant album. ABC from the Lexicon of Love, All of My Heart, and this the design here is like for classical music, the Deutsche Grammophon label with a yellow banner and nice drawing on the back. But this has the overture to the Lexicon of Love. So if you know what an overture is, it kind of plays like themes and snippets from the tracks that are to follow. So this is kind of a fairly lengthy, it might be about 8 minutes or so, of themes that run through the whole of the album. It's definitely worth getting a hold of. Fantastic. XTC, Centres Working Overtime. I think that was from English Settlement, maybe. Produced by Hugh Padgham, who did 80s Genesis. That's one of his crimes. Egyptian Solution, Blame the Weather, and Tissue Tigers. So yeah, Centres Working Overtime. This was a promo that came, I think it was only available if you saw this tour, and you could buy it in the foyer, but I don't think it was ever released. It's 2 tracks from the album Pornography by The Cure, 100 Years, the opening track, and The Hanging Garden, my favourite Cure album. 3 left. The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. And then an instrumental version on the B-side. The brilliant Wham! Club Tropicana. That's fantastic. You just had to smile. These guys were absolutely brilliant back in the day. And of course, George Michael, major artist, absolutely superb. And finally, Jimmy Somerville and Richard Coles, the Reverend Richard Coles, the Communards. I was going to sing You Are My World. And the B-side is, it could be written for today. It's called Breadline Britain. So there you go. That's 30 great 12-inch singles in honour of Rob Walker's 200th video. I will see you all soon. Bye for now.